catching up again. Yeah, Been a busy time and it's going to get busier because finals and yay. But we've got 3 games to cover against Columbus, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. Hesitated because I didn't really remember who we just demolished. I'm absolutely losing your freaking mind! Just for funsies. This is the season! Excellent asset management. No. What? So many injuries. Jack Eichel? Better late than never.
Better late than never.
Road trip, so going to be wearing this jersey for all 3 games, which is fine because I love this dude, Theodore. It was actually cute because during the Detroit game today, my son saw Theodore on the bench. It was probably the last like 30 seconds and he saw the 27 and goes, "That's Dad!" Because I have the same jersey. He's 3, what do you expect? Don't have any Columbus merch, unfortunately, but Victory Flamingos on for this one because the Vegas Golden Knights win 3-2 against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the shootout. One of the worst teams in the league. It still perplexes me as to why Johnny Gaudreau picked the Columbus Blue Jackets. I don't know. Good for Columbus. My best friend's family moved there right after graduating high school, and so they started cheering for the Blue Jackets until the Golden Knights came in and immediately jumped ship. But you know, Logan Thompson was phenomenal in this game, and he actually is the reason we won this game, and we'll get to that. But thank you, Columbus, again, for giving us William Karlsson. Thank you, and to say thanks right back, he scores the first goal here in the first period. It was a weird play where it got to William Karlsson, he shoots it on in the rebound, and he's like on the floor of the ice, and he like just chips it. And I think the commentators were saying it went off the heel of Christensen of the Blue Jackets to go past Tarasov, who, because I've never heard of him, I fully expected him to goal, yes, which, I mean, he kind of did. We had 36 shots on net and scored 2 goals, plus the 2 in the shootout that don't really count towards goals. And 2, because later in the first period, just like a couple of minutes later, Will Carrier scores his 8th of the season, which his career season high is 9. And we're at game 20-something, and my goodness, this guy is having a career here, and I could not be happier. For the $1.4 million cap hit, my grandmother has him on her jersey. Like, I just love this guy, and it's so good to see him succeed in the way that he is. But at the same time, the way that the Golden Knights looked going down the tunnel into the second, like that first intermission, they didn't look happy with a 2-0 lead. And given the Golden Knights' history with second periods, it's not hard to imagine why, just not anticipating at all this second period, because oh my goodness, you take away their numbers and nameplates and just throw them out there and watch it from broadcast the entire time, and you would not be able to say that they're the exact same team as whoever just played in the first 20 minutes. Like, I get that hockey teams that are opposing us could adapt their system and all that, but that much, and all of them are able to do it that successfully every single time? No. Second periods are a disaster. Can't exit the zone, can't generate chances, can't pass the puck tape to tape anymore. It's just one of those things. Hockey is no longer a thing that they can do in the second period, despite us having 17 shots on goal. But, you know, how many of those were actually dangerous? We'll never know. Speaking of Johnny Gaudreau and why he picked Columbus, he scores here in the second period. His 8th of the year, which is not nearly as impressive as Will Carrier's, but hey, congrats. 2-1, and then in the third, Columbus scores again. It was a Cole Sillinger, no, it was Boone Jenner, their captain, with about 8 minutes left, scores to tie the game 2-2, and it's just like, you just blew a 2-goal lead against one of the worst teams in the league. Congrats, Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, you're going to overtime. And then the shootout, because Columbus dominated the first half of overtime. They didn't really necessarily get like a ton of shots, but they controlled the puck for a good majority of that first half. And then Vegas kind of got some momentum towards the end where they were able to get the puck, but it didn't really lead to much. And so we go into the shootout immediately, flashing back to last season where Logan Thompson went to 3 straight shootouts when our season was on the line and was the only guy that stepped up. There were 3 shots, 3 attempts in the first one, and then 7 in a row, right? Am I right? First guy, Gustav Nyquist. Goal. Nick Waugh has this fantastic move to try to follow up Nyquist, and it's the same move he always does, but this time he misses the net, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot. Before we go any further, Nick Hague has been struggling the last season so far, this like the 20-something games, and he didn't get training camp. He didn't get those practices, the preseason stuff, because of the contract negotiations and stuff. But oh my goodness, his shots are so wide. In fact, it was a Hager bomb shot directly into Jack Eichel's face. Huge gash. He immediately leaves the ice, goes and gets stitches, comes back in the third period, 10 minutes later. Meanwhile, the World Cup happening, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, the toughness of hockey players. And he had a chance in overtime because Jack Eichel came back into this game and he had a chance and it went off the post, and it could be because he couldn't see. I have no idea. In the shootout, we go to Marchessault and he gets a goal and keeps us alive because it was the third round, and if we didn't make that, then Columbus would have won this game. We would have lost to Columbus in the shootout. Thank you, Jonathan Marchessault. For the Golden Knights, Nick Waugh, Shea Theodore, Mark Stone, Phil Kessel. None of them can score a shootout goal. And those are some really big names. The 7th round happens. Nobody else for Columbus scored. Fix Wolanski was a save, and after Fix Wolanski had that shot that Thompson saved, he immediately just straight to the bench. He, like, without hesitation, made the save and immediately looked at the bench and was like, hey, I am done with this shootout. Please just win this game. And he points to the bench, Cassidy, and goes 4-3. Send him out. Send out Paul Cotter, the rookie, who they had this bond on the Henderson Silver Knights. And after that breakaway chance from a couple of games ago that Paul Cotter had that won us the game, he came out and said, like, I love those opportunities, those moments, those breakaways, the shootouts, when the game is on your stick and you're all alone with the goalie one-on-one. He loves those moments. Maybe Logan Thompson was just like, hey, give him a shot. No, I think he wanted this done, and he knew that that guy could do it compared to the other names that I listed earlier, to the 18 straight Golden Knights that missed in the shootout last year. He was like, no, I'm done. Send this guy out because I'm done with this shootout and I want to win one for the first time in my career. And sure enough, Paul Cotter comes in and just a dirty angle and wins it. And their bro hug moment at the end was great. And just the fact that Logan Thompson had the cojones to just go and be like, yep, nope, this is what needs to happen. And Coach Cassidy listened and all that, like, that's really, really cool. And it made me love Logan so much more. And I am more and more glad every single game that my son's name is also Logan. On to Pittsburgh. And this game, thanks, Golden Knights, lose 4-3 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's so much fun, isn't it? Blew another 2-goal lead, and that 2-goal lead was made in the first by none other than Jack Eichel, because of course, stitched up full bubble, and the last time he wore a bubble, he had all these amazing stats. He scores immediately. Here again, not immediate, like 4 minutes in, is that immediate enough? Then, Logan Thompson proceeds to make 17 saves. And that could be game total, but he makes that in the first 13 minutes of this game, which I think they retracted one of their shots to make it 16, but still. Yeah, Logan Thompson is a beast, and we still lost this game, and it's not his fault. 2 minutes left to go in the first, and Riley Smith on the power play, 4 seconds left, it's dying, you know, Phil Kessel, a great pass cross ice, and Riley Smith from the sharp angle just barely gets this in over Jerry's shoulder, and it's 2-0 Golden Knights. And this still isn't, you already know this isn't a good game because we lose this game, and so you know that this excitement is just me reliving what it felt like to be in that moment, because oh my goodness, that was a good moment. That was a great moment. There was a puck that trickled behind LT, and he made this incredible, well, Crosby like fanned on it like 3 times, which that Sidney Crosby fanned on a puck that was right there in front of the open net 3 times. And then LT made this really, I think he saved it. It was like the glove on the ice towards the end where it would have gone in. But anyways, I've been thinking this for a couple of games now, but it seems like since that video that came out, the Golden Knights put out, that had Little John teaching them coaching that they just need shots, that they have not been taking shots anymore. And it's really hindered a lot of what they could be doing scoring wise, because instead they'll have an open lane, be trying to pass it, and then that passing lane is clogged, then the shooting lane gets clogged, so they like cycle it back, and it's just okay, why not just take the shot, shoot for a rebound, create those opportunities in front that you're gonna need, but they don't. Second periods are awful, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Brock McGinn and Ricard Raquel score for the Pittsburgh Penguins to tie the game 2-2 in the second period, but Vegas has a power play going into the third. Shea Theodore scores on that power play. 3-2 Vegas. That entire panic attack I just had in the entire second period because the Vegas Golden Knights stunk. Yeah, calm. We have the lead. It's good. We're good. Jake Gensel scores a power play goal of his own. 5 minutes later. 2 minutes after that, Kasperi Kapanen gives the Penguins a lead, 4-3. And they hold on for dear life at the end because Vegas was finally getting some momentum and some shots through, but it wasn't enough, and the Pittsburgh Penguins win 4-3. Despite Logan Thompson made 43, I think his career high saves on 47 shots. Ah, man. Now we come to the game against the Detroit Red Wings. This isn't a Red Wings jersey, but it's red and it had wings when it flew off the shelves. I honestly haven't watched most of the game. I was buying a Polish dog as Phil Kessel made it 3-1. So I'm gonna watch a little bit of that live for the camera. Stevenson. How did that find Eichel? How did that find him? Eichel's goal, holy cow, 1 minute in. He just sends it on net and Husso kicks it straight to Eichel, and it's 1-0 Golden Knights. I feel like this hasn't happened a lot in Vegas' history where someone's gone to the net, and Eichel does that all the time. A lot of his goals are right there on the doorstep, and that's fantastic. It's also really dangerous when you have Nick Hague shooting, apparently. That was a really good move from Lecision to create a chance for Carrier. Kolzar kicked it to him. This is halfway through the first period. Just that was impressive from Lecision. Really good job, Aiden Hill, and really good job, Golden Knights, clearing the puck out of the way when it was just sitting there. David Perron is a Detroit Red Wing. That's right. Lucas Raymond barely missed the net there. That was a beautiful pass from Perron that just went the inside of Martinez's right skate. That's crazy. Wow, Hague's shot was on net. Marchessault. Wow, that's great. Theodore, beautiful pass. Marchessault, beautiful release. Wow, that power play looked extremely efficient, even the first 20 seconds when we didn't score. Detroit on the power play. Sundqvist and McNabb fall down. Of course, it's Oscar Sundqvist. It's Sundqvist. Of course it is. Of course, but it's just. There are certain players that just always seem to score against Golden Knights. He's one of them. Brendan Saad's one of them. Hill made the initial paddle save, which would have been good. It would have made it onto hat picks for the paddle save emporium. But unfortunately, he just buries on the rebound. Detroit on the power play again. Oh, he just fell. Wow. No way. What just happened? Lucas Raymond just falls. Waugh sends it straight to Kessel, who just came out of the box, and he snipes it past Husso. And this happened literally as I was buying a Polish dog, dressing it up at J-Dog's. I already ate it, so that's my hot dog. I'm hot dogs at 5. Then the third period, Vegas couldn't clear the zone very much against the Detroit Red Wings, and then we started to be able to, and we had a couple of good chances. Paul Cotter, this is his return to his hometown. He's from the Detroit area. His parents were there, his family, and they looked happy, and that was cool. He looked solid, and Eichel, in the beginning of the third, he ended up hurting his leg somehow, his left leg, and he was hobbling back, and it did not look pretty, and I'm cursing up a storm inside my head. Dude just got injured twice in this the last 3 games in the road trip, and that's just rough. He's been our best player so far this year, and I don't want him to be injured. Other things from this game. So we got an empty net goal from Riley Smith, and honestly, I really wanted Paul Cotter to have it because of his homecoming thing. But honestly, with how Vegas has been this year, I'll take any empty net goal from who. I don't really care who. If there's, like, for example, if Alex Pietrangelo had shot it instead of Jack Eichel for that empty net goal against Buffalo, that would have been a little much, but I'll take any empty net goals I can get. Speaking of Pietrangelo, he has been missing for the last 3 games due to personal reasons, and not sure what it is. I don't need to know what it is. I just hope that everything with him and his family is okay. Miramanov played today. I don't know off the top of my head who he replaced. I think it was Hutton, but Miramanov looked solid tonight. He played really, really well hockey. What? He looked really, really good. Like, maybe sit a certain 6'6" defenseman that's been struggling for the last little bit. Kind of good. Vegas didn't completely melt down in the second and we won. Coincidence? I think not. The Vegas Golden Knights win 4-1 against the Detroit Red Wings. But yeah, that's been the last 3 games. This little road trip, and we play again on Monday against the Boston Bruins for the last game of this 4-game road trip. This should be our toughest, and if we're able to get 1 point against the Bruins, it will have been a good road trip. If we get 2 points, it will have been a great road trip despite that loss to Pittsburgh and going to the shootout against Columbus. But hoping for 2, happy with 1 is all I'm gonna say. But that's gonna be it for games 24, 5, and 6's nightly review. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night. Jake Gensel scores a power play goal of his own 5 minutes later. Fun.